For the purposes of this sermon, could you please imagine that you're Esau? You've been out hunting all day. You're exhausted. You're starving. And then you smell it. A rich, red, savory lentil stew. Dal. Lovely. You follow the smell. And there's your brother Jacob, standing by the pot, holding a ladle. Esau, listen carefully. Something important is about to happen. Beware. Jacob sees your hunger. He sees your weakness, and he's ready to use it. He's going to say, first, sell me your birthright. And here's the danger. Esau, you are about to trade something priceless for something immediate. You don't feel that right now. All you feel is hunger. But your birthright is your future, Esau, your identity, your place in the promises of God. And Jacob is prepared to take it for a bowl of stew. This isn't the way the family of Abraham are supposed to be behaving. God's people are meant to be generous, open-handed, giving freely. They reflect a God who says, come, all you who are thirsty, you who have no money, come, buy and eat. See, God gives without exploiting weakness. God welcomes without demanding payment in advance. So Esau, beware. Beware of situations where you are valued only for what you can give. Beware of people who use your own need against you. That is not the way of God. But Esau, the greatest danger here is not Jacob. The greatest danger is how you respond. You don't have to act on instinct, you know. You can pause, even as you salivate. You can step back. You can ask, what really matters here? You can remember who you are, a child of God with a future shaped by God's promises. The Apostle Paul puts it like this. Those who live according to the flesh set their mind on what the flesh desires. But those who live according to the Spirit set their minds on what the Spirit desires. To live only on the level of instinct, I'm hungry, so I must eat now, is to live at the surface level of life. And maturity is about learning to choose wisely, even when it's hard, even when you're tired or hungry or angry or anxious, even when your desires feel overwhelming. Esau, this isn't just about you. This is about us. We too have been given a birthright, a place in the family of God, an identity as people who are loved and chosen and accepted, not because we earned it, but because God freely gave it to us. And yet, well, we're all constantly tempted to trade that identity for something smaller. Approval, comfort, convenience, being liked, avoiding difficulty. And yes, even churches are tempted to trade what really matters for short-term gain. Churches can seek temporary, shallow numerical growth in place of investing in a sustainable missional presence that will last for decades. Churches can seek charisma in place of humility, strategy in place of holiness, authority in place of accountability. Or they can just try and keep the people who are already in church happy for one more week with no view of the presence of Jesus and the call of God. So pause, Esau, please. Create space between impulse and action. Don't decide in the moment of strongest pressure, because freedom isn't doing whatever we want. Freedom is being able to choose what is right without being ruled by our cravings. Esau, as a natural fellow short-term thinker, Esau, I'm never going to be a person pictured on a poster advertising self-control. But I plead with you, delay gratification. Prioritize later. And this is where the Spirit of God helps us. The Spirit gives us the ability to respond, not just to react. The Spirit says no when I'm about to say something I might regret. The Spirit says yes when my alarm clock goes off and it's early in the morning, but I do need to pray. The Spirit says maybe not when I'm standing too close to biscuits. The Spirit empowers us to say no now so that we can say yes to something better later. The Spirit helps us live from our deepest identity, not just our loudest desire. In the story, Esau doesn't pause. He reacts. He makes the deal. He chooses l'entier du puits. And just like that, it's gone. His birthright traded away in a moment. And yet even here, that is not the end of the story. God is still at work. In Genesis, God works through this broken situation to shape the future of his people. This does not excuse Jacob's behavior or Esau's impulsiveness, but it does remind us that God's purposes are bigger than our worst moments. So, if you're somebody who's been listening to this story and you recognize yourself in Esau, there is good news. There is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. No condemnation. Jesus is not saying, I do not want people in my squad who work from their reptile brains. He's saying, I love people and I'm going to help them do better. No shame, no condemnation, no rejection, no sneering disdain. Grace is for sinners like you and me. Esau, God does not abandon you when you choose for the lentils. God meets you there. And when you turn, he forgives and restores. And the Spirit continues the Spirit's work, reshaping our hearts, renewing our minds, teaching us little by little to choose what really matters.